Linux community. It's a term that I've used a lot on this channel, and it's a term that's recently gotten quite a bit of heat. Most of the criticism I've heard has come from a real isolationist mindset. This idea that you can't have a community of people who you never met before. But saying, there's no such thing as the Linux community is like saying there's no such thing as the internet. There is only a protocol that allows a collection of private networks to communicate between each other. And I guess, if you went into the dictionary and found the definition of community and read all of the various definitions and then deliberately chose the definition that least accurately represented the use of community here, you might be able to convince a few keyboard-pecking rugged individualists of your technical correctness. And it might surprise a lot of people to learn that there are few things less impressive in this world than being technically correct, especially if you're a smug jerk about it. Throughout my Linux journey, as I've met other Linux users in person, I have found it to often be a fun and uplifting experience. Now, perhaps my perception here is a little bit skewed because of my, modest celebrity status in this niche community. But even if people haven't watched my channel before, it's still really easy to be able to connect with someone who shares a similar interest as you. And if that interest is Linux, I have found it to be rather fraternal to connect with someone who cares about Linux. But perhaps the folks who proffer, the lonesome Andrew Ryan-esque perspective have a point. I mean, I did say, the people that I have met in person. Perhaps there is no Linux community because Linux is not a solid enough common interest. I mean, there are so many use cases for Linux. There's embedded systems and servers and desktop Linux and Raspberry Pis. What could all of those people have in common? Passion. That's what they have in common. If you're the kind of person who's passionate enough about Linux to go to Linux Fest Northwest, or enter the System 76 Superfan event, or attend a local Linux user group, or hang out in the comments of your favorite Linuxy content creators, or contribute to open source projects, or even joining your favorite distro's online forum, people like that are the basis of a community. When I was growing up, I was a huge fan of Star Trek. And actually, it was my dad who got me into Star Trek in the first place. My dad's favorite part of Star Trek was actually the Klingons. He loved Worf and General Chang and Martok and Lursa and B'Etor. Any movie or episode that featured the Klingons or their culture, that was my dad's jam. And when my dad discovered Klingon assault groups, he formed his own local chapter. Now, you might be wondering, what the hell is a Klingon assault group? Well, it's where Trek fans who are passionate about Klingons and their culture gather together and roleplay as their own Klingon character. They have a Klingon alter ego. They take action in their community. He got permission from the church leadership to use the Sunday school room as the Klingon assault group headquarters. We did charitable work as our Klingon characters. We met new people both in person and online. We made awesome friends and we formed a community. And when one of our fellow CAG members passed away, people from other chapters that we had never met actually participated in a Klingon death ritual online. I don't care what anyone says. I have had the same kind of experience as a Linux user as I had as a Klingon assault group member. I've made awesome friends even if we never met in person. I am part of the Linux community despite what a handful of cynical, dejected, forlorn people might try to say otherwise. Not only that, I'm proud of this community. I'm proud to welcome anyone with even a passing interest into this community. I'm proud to help educate anyone who cares enough to seek out knowledge. And I'm proud to have built this channel and that we haven't come to rely on the easy and divisive soothsaying that so many other voices in this community, whether they want to be part of it or not, have come to profit from. And finally, I'm proud of this community in particular, the people who leave thoughtful and respectful comments on these videos and try to help build other people up, who reach out to me when they think I've made a mistake and let me know, offer corrections, offer a helping hand. The members here who contribute to free and open source software. My thesis here is that without community, we're nothing. It's time for us to recognize what the Linux community actually is. Let's try to build each other up instead of trying to tear each other apart. And let's help the free and open source software movement move forward together in a way that makes us all stronger. But I'd love to know what you think. Do you think that the Linux community is a thing, or is it a misnomer? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts. I want to give a special shout out to Mitchell Valentino, one of my top tier Singularity members over on Patreon. Mitchell, my dude, your support is truly appreciated. There are a number of people over on Patreon and here on YouTube who have, become YouTube members. Without these guys, I would not be able to do this show. I've been able to actually step up to 3 videos a week because of their support. So if you believe in the work that I do and you want to see more content like this, let me know by making a pledge to support the show. It's all truly appreciated. I think that's going to do it for now, though. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a blessed day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.